While DC's Convergence storyline wrapped up last week, the Marvel Universe, or what's left of it, is still knee-deep in the Secret War. In a shockingly similar storyline to Convergence, the Marvel Multiverse was destroyed, with Dr. Doom managing to save bits and pieces of the various realities and cram them all together on Battleworld. And while that story isn't over yet, Marvel has released details of what the all-new, all-different Marvel Universe will look like once the event is done. The first teaser image shows the invincible Iron Man, who is confirmed to be Tony Stark. Spider-Man will obviously be there, but only time will tell if this is the Peter Parker from the One More Day reality or the Renew Your Vows reality. Either way, Pete won't be alone. Spider-Gwen makes it through the Secret Wars, although it's too early to tell if she'll return to her own reality when all things are said and done, or if she'll join the Marvel Universe proper. One Spider-Person that won't be going home is the Ultimate Spider-Man Miles Morales, who will be joining the all-new Avengers with Iron Man, Nova, Miss Marvel, Vision, Jane Foster Thor, and the Falcon dressed up as Captain America. The teaser image also shows Old Man Steve Rogers, Spider-Woman, Agent Coulson, Black Panther, and of course, Ant-Man. In something of a surprise, the new Red Wolf from the 1872 Secret Wars book will live on as well. Like Spider-Gwen, there's no telling if Red Wolf will stay in his own universe or will be joining the new Marvel Universe. A second image has also been released with some even more interesting revelations. Featured in it are Great Society members Dr. Spectrum and Hyperion from Jonathan Hickman's recent Avengers run. Standing between them is Rocket Raccoon, although considering Rocket and Groot died in the first issue of Secret Wars, this one may hail from a different reality. Either way, it seems that Rocket has a new teammate in The Thing, who will be joining the Guardians of the Galaxy once the universe is restored. Another surprising addition is Citizen V. Once an alter ego of Baron Zemo, there's no telling who is now underneath the mask. Next up we have this raggedy guy, who Marvel says is the Inhuman Karnak. Behind him isn't Johnny Storm, but another Inhuman called Inferno, and on the other side is the Inhuman Queen Medusa. Daredevil appears in the image, looking very Netflix-inspired. Meanwhile, Doctor Strange is sporting a new look and a big axe. Peter Quill is still around, noticeably not wearing a Guardian's uniform like the Rocket and Thing are. X-23 has changed her look to something more Wolverine-like, and finally it seems that Old Man Logan will survive the Secret Wars and join the new Marvel Universe. Meanwhile, in a galaxy far, far away, Star Wars has released this awesome-looking teaser for something called Star Wars Uprising.
To those of you who listen to these lies, who wish to test the Empire's strength, you will answer to me.
It looks awesome, so what is it? A mobile game. In fact, not only is it a mobile game, but it's hard to tell what kind of game it even is. In other Star Wars news, if you're looking forward to the next generation of Star Wars merchandise, the toy line for Star Wars Episode 7 will hit store shelves on Friday, September 4th. So if you're desperate to avoid spoilers, you may want to stay out of the toy aisle after August. Capcom made a surprise announcement this week regarding everybody's favorite super fighting robot. Is it a new Mega Man game? Haha, of course it isn't. Capcom would never do something like that. Instead, they've licensed the Blue Bomber out for a new animated series. Produced by Man of Action, who created Ben 10 and Generator Rex, the 26-episode series is being planned for a 2017 release to coincide with the franchise's 30th anniversary. But if you're aching for a Mega Man game, don't fret. Mighty No. 9 is now available for pre-order on Steam. The Kickstarter for the spiritual successor to Mega Man was one of the first stories I ever covered on this channel, and now the game is finally nearing its September 15th completion date. In the first actual trailer for the game, Concept sends a not-too-subtle message to Capcom about the philosophy behind this new franchise. And if you buy Mighty No. 9 and don't like it, good news, Steam has you covered. In a surprising move this week, Valve announced major changes to their refund policy. Any game can now be returned so long as you have less than 2 hours of playtime and do it within 2 weeks from the date of purchase or the release date in the case of pre-orders. This new policy will also apply to DLC where possible. Now, you can lose the rights to refund games if Valve decides you are abusing the system, however they did state that it is not considered abuse to refund a game you purchased just before a sale in order to repurchase the title at sale price. But Steam refunds were hardly the biggest gaming news this week. Bethesda got the internet in an uproar with the announcement trailer for Fallout 4, which will take place in post-apocalyptic Boston. Insert obvious Red Sox joke here. I've never actually played a Fallout game, so this announcement doesn't really mean anything to me, but it's certainly worth noting. Meanwhile, it's the start of the month, and that means new DLC for Monster Hunter 4. This time around, the new DLC missions will reward you with new outfits and gear for your Palico themed after Devil May Cry and Animal Crossing characters. So if you're a Monster Hunter fan, it must be great to spend countless hours grinding materials and gear for the latest and greatest and awesome chainsaw swords. It really gives you that sense of lasting achievement. Oh, cripes. Yes, this week Capcom also announced Monster Hunter Cross. Get ready to start all over again because the next entry in the Monster Hunter franchise will be released in Japan this winter, because I am totally up for starting over with an updated version of a game I've already played. In a completely unrelated story, Capcom announced that Resident Evil 0 is going to receive the HD treatment and will hit consoles and PCs in early 2016. Sign me up! There's a lot of news out of Nintendo this week too. In the miniature-themed Direct, Nintendo announced a new 3DS version of Chibi Robo, complete with its own amiibo. Dr. Mario Miracle Cure was also announced for the 3DS. Arriving on the eShop next week, the game will feature Classic Mode, a touchscreen mode, Dr. Luigi mode, and a new mode featuring the Miracle Cure mechanic.
Some actually erase capsules and viruses of the matching color, wipe out entire rows or columns, and even eradicate surrounding capsules and viruses.
For all the Squid Kids out there, Splatoon has been updated with a new Zapper-themed weapon, and a new map has been introduced to the online battle rotation. While not featured in the Direct itself, the first gameplay footage for Project Treasure has also been released. The 4-player co-op game from Bandai Namco will have Wii U owners teaming up to fight monsters and find treasure. For Puzzle & Dragon Z, a game that's currently consuming most of my free time and sleeping hours, Nintendo has announced that new monthly content will add additional dungeons to the game. Finally, Nintendo confirmed that Bravely Second, the sequel to Bravely Default, will receive a North American release in 2016. Meanwhile, Nintendo of America announced on Twitter that Lucas will be available for purchase as a Smash Bros. Fighter on June 14th, which happens to be smack dab in the middle of E3. Then, in sad news for DC fans, the multiverse may be safe in the comics, but the video games have had no such luck. Infinite Crisis was the DC-themed MOBA that went into open beta testing in March of 2014 and officially released less than 3 months ago. Unfortunately, this week it was announced that development on the game is ending and the service will be shut down on August 14th. But while one MOBA closes, another one opens. Blizzard's Hero of the Storm officially released this week, introducing new character Johanna. The free-to-play game is offering XP bonuses for the launch event, so now is the time to check it out. And that brings us to this week's awesome video, which is literal this week. Kuma Films released a Best of Kuma compilation for People Are Awesome 2015, which, among other things, features a parkour Pikachu. And that's everything for this week, so tell me, what do you think of the all-new Marvel? Let me know in the comments below. Be sure to like and subscribe, pass this video around to your friends, and have a great week.